We're at Madison Square Garden for the announcement of the fight between undefeated junior welterweight champion Terence "Bud" Crawford, who will be going up against Felix Diaz, the 2008 Olympic gold medalist. We're here. It'll take place at Madison Square Garden. It's on Saturday, May 20th, and it'll be broadcast live on HBO World Championship Boxing.
So when we sent out the release for this fight, everybody called us up like, what the hell's going on? And the reality of it was that we'd like to thank the New York Knicks. We all know that this time of the year is a real playoff-driven year. And it's so hard to get into the building. And we were at a fight down in the theater with Michael Conlon, and we were doing press conference, and Joel and everybody's like, so where are you going May 20? And we're like, well, we're looking at another, we think we can make it happen. And when you hear that, you kind of get goosebumps because not often do you get to play the big building. And an honor for all the fighters up here is not often do you get a fight in the big building. So it's really an honor for us to promote, and it's an honor for all of these guys to fight in the Madison Square Garden. And it couldn't have happened without Joel Fisher and his great staff. So I'd like to introduce Joel Fisher.
Thanks, Todd. And yeah, we got lucky, but we are thrilled that the fight is here. I want to welcome everybody to Chase Square here and welcome you back to the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. 2 weeks ago, we had over 25,000 fans here at the Garden. First, the fight in the theater with the professional debut of Michael Conlon, sold out. And then, of course, the Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs fight in the arena, which was just a great fight. New York fans clearly have an appetite for great boxing, and we're thrilled to put great boxing on here at the Garden. We're thrilled that we have the World Junior Welterweight Championship here on May 20th. We want to welcome back Terence Crawford and all of Omaha Nation back to the Garden. We also want to welcome Felix Diaz, the 2008 gold medalist, and all the other fighters that are going to fight on this card. Should be a great night. World Championship fights at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of boxing. There's absolutely nothing better. It's a thrill to be working with Bob, Todd, Carl again. It's great to be working with Lou. Can't imagine where you've been, Lou. So it's great to have you back here. And obviously Peter Nelson and HBO if you can't make it here. Should be a great night on May 20th. We're thrilled to be hosting this event. We will look forward to seeing you all on May 20th. Thanks.
The fight will be televised on HBO. HBO has obviously been the gold standard for many years. They have brought so many incredible boxing events to all of our airwaves. They have developed fighters, they have showcased fighters, and they have obviously introduced incredible documentary-style programming like 24/7, Real Sports, etc. At the helm of HBO Sports is Peter Nelson, who has taken the leadership of a company with great pride and continued its excellence. I'd like to introduce Peter Nelson.
Thank you, Todd. I want to thank the press for being here. I also want to thank the press for pushing for this fight. As everyone knows, Terence Crawford fights anyone, any place, anytime. He's never backed down from a challenge. Anytime anyone's brought up any name and any style, puncher, boxer, orthodox, southpaw, anything, go to Terence and ask him to take the fight, he takes the fight. And that's what great champions do. That's the job. So I want to thank Team Crawford for always stepping up, for exemplifying the type of excellence that the fans expect of their champions. I want to thank Joel Fisher and the team at the Garden. It's always great to be here. Privilege, for sure. We were here a couple weeks ago, and we're excited to come back. I want to thank Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, Bob Arum, Carl Moretti. As Todd and Carl mentioned, Bob's down right now preparing for our event this Saturday with Vasyl Lomachenko, as well as a great co-feature in Gvozdyk and an opener in cruiserweight Usyk. So we look forward to a great month of boxing ahead, from the fight this weekend to the Canelo Chavez pay-per-view, and then onward to this fight. Here at the big room in the Garden, we're thrilled for it. Terence is also pulling off a rare double competition in the same month, and that his special, My Fight, from last year was nominated for a Sports Emmy. So on May 9th, he'll be competing then, and then on May 20th, he'll be competing again. I want to thank Team Diaz for stepping up and taking a fight against a fighter a lot of fighters don't want to fight. Typifies the type of bravery that we expect from champions who really want to make it. I see Mr. Marley there associated with the team. Thank you for helping to get the deal done, as well as Lou DiBella, my old friend. I'm glad the coffee's on the ground there. I want to get you post-caffeination. It's always a good way to get Lou. Cameron Duncan, Bomac, everyone up here. It's a privilege to work with such a great group of people. Our start time is 10:15 on May 20th, and look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
When putting on an event or deciding who's going to be participating in the event, obviously we have to talk to the teams. We had a wonderful conversation with Terence, Cameron, Brian, and they just said, just bring it on. We just want to fight. We just want to keep fighting. And that's the throwback old style we love. Insert X HBO executive, come promoter, come podcast extraordinaire. Lou DiBella into the situation. And he, some people go to work, they hit the clock, they go in, they get their time hours, everything. Lou picks up the phone and starts screaming at every press guy why this guy should get his fight, his guy should get a fight. And as Peter said, I'd like to thank the press for help making this fight. Whatever happens, however this stuff gets done, I don't know anymore, but Lou DiBella was a big part of it, and I'd like to have Lou DiBella introduce Felix Diaz.
First of all, I want to thank HBO, Peter Nelson. You just had a terrific pay-per-view event here in the Garden. Joel, thank you. I was walking around. It's been a long time since I walked around the inside of Madison Square Garden, and it felt pretty good that night. To have a fight of that magnitude in MSG was, it felt good to be a part of that environment that night, and that was a great night for boxing in Madison Square Garden. Thank you, Top Rank. You cut a hard deal, but you cut a deal. So I'm appreciative of that. We were chasing around Bud Crawford for a long time because he'll fight anybody, because he's the best, because he's never run away from a challenge. There was no disrespect in us chasing him for that long period of time. It's because Felix Diaz knew that to assert his own abilities and to prove who he is as a fighter, he needed to get into a ring with someone who had already been given the opportunity to do that. And that's why we chased Crawford so hard, because we knew he was the kind of champion that doesn't duck a challenge, that isn't afraid of anybody, and that might just give Diaz this opportunity. And then honestly, this was sort of a by any means necessary sort of chase. Like, we just wanted to get Felix this fight, and that's what he did. I want to thank Felix's co-manager, Jose Nunez, their lawyer, Mike Marley, for their assistance in that. His trainer, Joel Diaz, who couldn't be with us today. And mostly, I want to thank Felix Diaz. There's a reason he won an Olympic gold medal, because he's one of the best fighters at his weight in the world. There's a reason why he went to hostile territory, and most people thought he beat Lamont Peterson, because he's that good. And there's a reason why he went up in weight outside of his own weight class and did real damage to Sammy Vazquez and won that fight, because great fighters do what they have to do to win, even if it's at 7 pounds heavier than they're used to fighting. This is a really, really good fight for fight fans. It's a really, really good fight for HBO, for the Garden. Felix has the big New York Dominican community, Washington Heights and elsewhere. I think they're going to come out and support him. I know Bud's going to travel more people from Omaha than you could possibly believe, and that he has a fan base everywhere as a pound-for-pound fighter. I expect a great fight on May 20th. I thank everybody involved. I want to bring up to say a few words the former Olympic gold medalist, one of the best fighters in the world at 140 pounds, and his strength and conditioning coach, Alex Arisa, will be kind enough to do the translation for us. So Felix Diaz and Alex Arisa.
Buenas tardes a todos. Primeramente quiero dar las gracias a Dios, al Team Crawford que me ha dado la oportunidad, mi equipo de trabajo que lo consiguió, José Núñez, Ayheimer, Ludivela, y nada, esperando que lo que viene para el 20 de mayo sea algo grande, lo que es poderme coronar campeón mundial.
First, I want to thank God. I want to thank Team Crawford for giving us the opportunity to take on such a big fight. I want to thank Lou DiBella, Al Heyman, HBO. On the 20th, it's going to be an incredible opportunity for me.
Como diría, vengo de pelear con los grandes. Cuando firmé con mi manager José Núñez, le dije que quería pelear con los mejores. Estoy peleando con los mejores. Terence Crawford es uno de los mejores boxeadores en estos momentos y me siento muy bien por con quién voy a pelear en estos momentos.
When I was arguing with my managers about fighting the biggest fights out there, Crawford was number one since he's the best out there, and it's such an amazing opportunity to finally get that fight with him.
Y nada, esperando el apoyo de todo mi pueblo dominicano el 20 de mayo, Madison Square Garden, a dar lo mejor de mí. Gracias.
And especially want to thank all the support that I'm going to get from all the people from the Dominican Republic that's going to be here on the 20th of May. And we'll wait to see everybody there. Thank you.
You know, one of the great things is when you're at a press conference and it's your turn to introduce your fighter or the guy that you're associated with, it's easy you start to reflect, how did you get here? And honestly, I can tell you the truth, it's one of the harder things to do is to not start with somebody from the beginning, but to inherit them a little bit into their careers. We've had a really good success of taking guys from the pro debut all the way through. And in Terence's situation, that wasn't the case. We took him on a little later when he had a couple fights under his belt. And this meteoric rise came down to one thing. He's a fighter. And little opportunities came up. I'll never forget, we were in Las Vegas, and there was an opportunity for him to fight Prescott, who had knocked out Amir Khan. And everyone says, this guy's a beast. He's a tough right-handed puncher. And Cameron Duncan was quiet. Brian McIntyre was like, hell, let's do it. So was Terence. Boom, there we go. Next big opportunity, a fighter turns down a fight with Gamboa. The door opens, Terence walks through it, and here we go. Omaha, Nebraska, 10,000 people, and he took that opportunity. So this example is an example that we wish I could get in prize fighting. It is called prize fighting because when you take the risk, you get the prize. The prize is you're filling the garden. You're coming back here in the big building. You're considered fighter of the year 2 years ago. You're pound for pound in the top 2 across the board. That's the prize. And that prize could not have been done or accomplished with Terence in the ring, or with his advisor Cameron Duncan, or with his wingman Brian McIntyre. I'd like to introduce Brian McIntyre.
First, I just want to thank God for giving Team Crawford and Terence Crawford another chance to shine. And this time, God put us on the biggest stage of all, the Madison Square Garden. I want to thank Peter Nelson, real good friend, especially top rank, always coming through, and Cameron Duncan. And Team Crawford is a team, and I can't do this alone, so I want to just bring up Santo Domingo and Red Spikes. Red, don't, let's go. I know y'all don't like coming up here, but hey, these guys put a lot of work in with me. You want to say something, Saul? No, good. You want to say something? I brought them up here to say something. They don't want to say nothing. Sit your ass back down. but these guys is my right, my left hand. They right there. They're right there in the trenches, right there with Terence, giving advice, help cook, help drive. I mean, it's a team effort. And hey, we can't do this alone. So, then there's more. There's strength and conditioning trainers. There's nutritionists. There's doctors. So it's a team effort. But now I want to switch my attention over to this crew over here. Yeah, man, I respect you 100%. You got a good team around you. You got Ariza, and we all know his story. You got DeBella. That's a different story. But I know those guys are world class, all of them. DeBella, Ariza, and his trainer Diaz, or whatever his trainer name is. They world class. He produced Tim Bradley, so I know those guys real good. And I will say this, we do got our work cut out for us. But I will say this, they've been asking for this fight, lying, doing this, saying that. Y'all finally gonna get what y'all looking for. And I appreciate that. Have a good day.
Somebody's phone here, Brian? No, you need to make a call? All right. I just say, yeah, you left him something. So, we all talk about, like I talked earlier about somebody opening up, the door opens and they take a step through. Terence, he not only takes a step through, but every time he just delivers. And one of the sneaky things about him is that he just loves to finish guys when they get hurt. And that makes it very telegenic, right? And we're really in the industry of, fans connecting to somebody who does it. So if it's in Omaha, Nebraska, or if it's in Las Vegas, or if it's in New York, Terence lights it up. I'd like to introduce two-time world champion and pound for pound, one of the top 2 guys in the world. Well, I'll say pound for pound the best. There we go, Terence Crawford.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with the skills and the ability to be here in front of you guys. I'd like to thank Top Rank, HBO, for all y'all done for me, my coaches, managers, everybody that's part of Team Crawford. I'd like to thank Madison Square Garden for bringing me back to Broadway. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a real fun night. Real excited for this fight. I'm real up for it. I've been reading all the blogs. People been sending me for the last couple of days telling me that this guy said I'm scared of him, and I've been ducking him. And everybody knows Terence Crawford ducks no one. So I'm up for it. I'm real excited. I'm happy that he got the chance to get the fight. Lou DiBella. I'm not running, boy. I'm not running.
Never said you were, bro.
So we here now, and that's all I got to say. Let's May 20th, may the better man win.
This Brian McIntyre. Now tell us a little bit how the camp is going, training.
Training is going pretty damn good. So we just in stride, just putting in the time that we need to put in to make things happen.
And how did this fight come about?
I really couldn't tell you, man. I just leave that up to the promotional team. But when they came to us with the fight, I'm like, fuck it, why not?
Hey, last time we talked, you were cooking catfish and a whole bunch of fun things. What's happening in the camp this time?
Well, we're doing a lot of fish and a lot of chicken, baked chicken, grilled chicken, seared chicken, a lot of fresh vegetables this time.
You know what I always respected? Your team seemed like it has a lot of fun together. Like it's a real loose in its own way, but yet it has enough structure to keep it together. Tell us a little bit about that team.
It's a family affair. Everything's we do everything together. We eat together. We sleep together. We go to the movies together. We stuck with each other for 2.5 months of everyday interaction.
And just a prediction?
Probably 5. Terence probably taking my between 5 and 7.
Okay. Well, you're at Madison Square Garden. How's it feel to be back at the Garden?
Oh, I love coming here, man. I just love it. If I had a chance to stay out here for 2 months, I will. I love being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the future, what's the big fight that you're looking for?
Diaz, May 20th.
Felix Diaz, usted está visitando aquí el Madison Square Garden para pelear por un campeonato y también esperando lograr ese campeonato. Usted ha sido campeón naturalmente de las Olimpiadas, pero esto no es lo mismo de las Olimpiadas, esto es para el mundo entero. ¿Cómo usted se siente?
No, realmente un sueño estar peleando lo que es una pelea titular en el Madison Square World Garden. Realmente un sueño para mí y poder darle lo que es una corona mundial a la República Dominicana en este momento.
Todo el mundo, naturalmente, uno piensa en su país, esto, lo otro, pero logrando un campeonato para el mundo entero, aunque usted naturalmente es nativo de Santo Domingo, ¿es verdad?
Sí, yo soy nativo de Santo Domingo, de la Javilla Sabana Perdida específicamente, mi barrio donde nací. Y sí, salir, como dice mucha gente, poder salir de lo que es un barrio, de la Javilla Sabana Perdida, a visitar lo que es el Madison Square Garden, el mundo. Realmente algo emotivo, no tanto solo para mí, sino para mucha juventud del pueblo dominicano.
Realizando la magnitud de esta pelea, siendo campeón mundial y ganándose a un joven invicto que se ha ganado 2 o 3 coronas, ¿qué adicional más usted está haciendo en su campo de entrenamiento para estar seguro que va a ganar o que lograrse la victoria?
Bueno, mucha gente da el 100% en el entrenamiento. Estoy dando el 120%. Porque quiero no tan solo lucir bien, sino poder ganar mi pelea.
Usted dice que, o ha indicado, pues yo soy más boxeador que pegador, porque solamente he logrado 9 knockouts, pero yo soy fuerte y puedo ganarme una pelea por decisión.
Sí, porque como mucha gente sabe, el boxeo es cuestión de expectativa y técnica, pero muchas veces salen golpes, hay muchos pegadores, muchos que no. Pero pienso que tengo el poder para noquear gente, aunque aún tengo 9 knockouts. ¿Qué decir?
Él ha indicado que, bueno, yo peleo a los zurdos, peleo a los derechos, yo me siento bien cómodo. El que sea zurdo, sea lo que derecho, sea lo que sea, yo puedo ganármelo.
No, como yo digo en americano, whatever, me da lo mismo la mano que pelee, ya que me desenvuelvo bastante bien. Mi experiencia amateur, aunque mucha gente dice que el boxeo profesional amateur no es lo mismo, pero la experiencia amateur cuenta en este momento.
Usted ha peleado 147 libras por emergencia, me imagino, pero quiere mantenerse en 140.
No, he peleado en 147, ya que en 140 no tenía grande oportunidad, entonces apareció la oportunidad y normal, en 140 voy a pelear.
¿Qué es la política que surgió contra usted y David Orozco? Porque estaban hablando que Orozco iba a pelear con Crawford, después lo sacaron, después lo ponieron a usted, después lo sacaron a usted, después lo ponieron a él. Así, ¿qué es lo que sucedió aquí? Eso?
Bueno, no tenía conocimiento de ese tema, ya que mi equipo de trabajo es que se encarga de mover eso. Ya mi equipo de trabajo hizo lo posible, que fue conseguir la pelea. Ahora me toca hacer el mío, que es ganarla.
Entonces, mayo 20 va a ser el nuevo campeón de los 140.
Como dicen, the new champion of the world.
Eso mismo es.
Feliz Díaz.
Feliz día. Un saludo a Kristal Hart, de la reportera de su emisora. ¿Y qué quiere decirle a su público?
Bueno, primero un saludo a Chris, que está ahí en cámara, y el pueblo dominicano, desde cita el 20 de mayo, a ver el nuevo campeón mundial. Feliz día.
Gracias, amigo. Bienvenido y que Dios te bendiga siempre.
Gracias.
Felix Diaz told me that he had been prepared, maybe without realizing it, since the Olympics. He says he's an Olympic gold medalist in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. And he's done everything in camp, the nutritionist, extra sparring, because this is his chance. He is a little old, sort of 33 years of age, but still, though he feels young, he feels that he can finally get a shot at the title. And he's so confident that he already told me, come May 20th, Madison Square Garden, I will be the new champion, beating Terence "Bud" Crawford. And that's how I feel, and there's no change about it. I want to greet everybody, greet my people from the Dominican Republic, greet all my public in New York, and I will make Madison Square Garden my home come May 20th, 2017. Thank you very much. Kristal, this is basically what he said to me, and he's a confident young man. He's a confident young man because of the fact that he's fought so long, he's waited so long. There were other guys who were proposed for Crawford, and they pushed him aside, and they kept pleading to get the shot, and they kept pushing him aside. There was a guy named David Orozco who was supposed to fight Crawford, and Crawford put him aside, but then he took him. He doesn't know whether they took him because he doesn't hit that much. He's only had 9 knockouts in 20 fights. But they took him anyway, and he's going to take advantage of his opportunity to win a world title finally. Thank you.
I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Madison Square Garden here in New York City. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.